In this video, I want to answer the question, what are stage gates or gateways? One of the most important and valuable mechanisms you have for controlling your project is the stage gate or gateway or boundary gate. And the metaphor of a gateway or a gate is fundamental to understanding what these are. If you divide your project into a number of stages, then there must necessarily be a boundary between those stages. And a stage gate or a boundary gate or just plain gateway or gate is something you have to pass through to get from one side of the boundary to the other. It's a formal control mechanism, and therefore it introduces good governance, but it also allows you as a project manager to reflect on what you've achieved. Lots of formal methodologies have stage gates, have boundary gates within them. The idea goes back to, I believe, to Corning and a researcher there who introduced it from the product development arena into project management. But stage gates are very common now in high reliability and high governance project and programs. So, for example, in the UK, governmental and public sector projects that are controlled using the Prince 2 methodology always have to have stage gates or gateways within them. So, what happens at a gateway? Well, it's quite simple in concept. The project stops and gets away from the presumption that we've started, so we'll finish. And at the gateway, two questions need to be asked and answered by the project team. And the first one is, have we done everything that we should have done and can therefore consider that this stage is finished and finished properly? Because if it's not, moving forward would be dangerous. So the gateway review will start by examining what's been achieved and making sure that the project has done what it is supposed to have done and that all the correct paperwork and procedures have been followed. If that's true, the second question is, should we proceed? Is there enough evidence from what we've already done that it is the right thing to do to continue to invest time and effort and resources and money into this project? Because situations change. The external environment can change, available technology can change, society can change, legislation can change, and what was a good idea at the start of the project may no longer be a good idea. It's also possible that in the stage that you've just completed, you've learned something new, which should, as a minimum, qualify your understanding of what we should be doing in the next stage and to completion of the project. The way that the question, should we continue, is framed will differ at each stage. But fundamentally, you're now looking at justifying the further expenditure. Does it look like if we spend the money we need to spend, if we commit the resources we need to commit to move to the next stage and onwards, if that's likely to be a good and wise investment? So, stage gates or gateways are a control mechanism. They make sure that the project doesn't run away with us. They force the project manager and the project team to reflect and to understand their project. They make inquiry of the project manager and your team to make sure that you understand your project and have completed what you're supposed to be doing. And crucially, in governance terms, they test out the proposition that proceeding is the right thing to do, because the presumption is that the gateway marks a point where we stop. And if we don't get the go-ahead to move forward, then that's the end of the project. But if we do get the go-ahead to go forward, often that's also the trigger for drawing down additional funding, additional budget. And that gives us the confidence to know that the next stage is properly set up and you can move forward with confidence. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give us a like. please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell as well. I'll be making another one soon. So in the meantime, goodbye.